What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Philip 20, and I'm back. Check it out. I'm going to show you this right here. This is one of my mining rigs. Let's just say one of them. I got four of them, and each one is completely different from the other, but I want to say which one is the most stable, and it's definitely ones with high RAM. You know, every time I put more RAM in it, they're just so much more stable. So here I've got two 295 X2 graphics cards. One of them right here it works half-assed. One side of it doesn't, one GPU doesn't work out of both of them, so it doesn't recognize that it even exists. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Here's another one. So we got two of them. There's two GPUs in both of them, but this one only has one GPU. They're both that would be four Hawaiian GPUs, but one of them don't work. It's on this side right here. This isn't even hot at all. This side, real hot. So this GPU on this side doesn't work. These two are both water cooled, and they hash around 30 hash per second for Ethereum and 881 hash for Decred. I just set up Decred, by the way. I'm really stoked to be running Decred. So I also got 5 other graphics cards right here running. They're all gigabyte, and I think this one is a RX 480 and the rest of them are RX 580s. There's not really much of a difference between those at all. Right now I'm running 185.48 hash for Ethereum and 5,564 hash for Decred on just this machine alone. Currently I'm running about 8,000 hash for Decred, which I was like, wow, I can't believe that. It's crazy fast. So that's pretty cool. What you're seeing is each one of these cards are set up off of risers. This is the BTC ASRock motherboard with DDR4 memory, and it's got a 6th gen CPU. I think it's a Pentium dual core, and it seems to work okay. It's also got a NVMe SSD. No, it's not an NVMe. It's an M.2 SSD running off of SATA drives. So it's a SATA speed SSD, but it's just convenient because there's already enough wires coming out of here, and I don't need any extras. This NVMe SSD's right there. It's got 16 gigs of G.Skill random access memory. This computer is super stable. I mean, this thing doesn't need to be restarted at all. It's super duper stable. I mean, regardless with any mining rig, if you turn it on and off a lot, it's going to corrupt Windows. Because, I don't know why. It just does that. But if you leave it alone, it tends to work really well for a really, really, really long time. Especially if you're running a lot of miners. We got 3 power supplies. This is a 1,000 watt power supply running these 2 cards and the motherboard, and then we got EVGA 850 power supply there and another identical one over there. And so that's this is approximately about 16 to 1700 watt load, and if you hook it up to 110 volts, it'll catch on fire. So what I've done is I ran it off an extension cord like a moron. Well, not technically. This extension cord I've converted to 240 volts of electricity, and it's not warm at all. It's cold to the touch. I was plugging it right into the receptacle on the wall, and it was getting hot enough to where I was uncomfortable with it. So I decided it was time to increase the voltage. Here's my mouse pad, keeps it off the floor slightly, and you can see it's a really, really snappy computer. And I could turn on everything, run everything. I'm gonna make sure I delete these items. I don't know what they are. I've got basically 8 GPUs operating here. There would be 9, but one of them don't work. So I've got 5 here and 3 there, but one of them, you know, supposed to be 4, but apparently only got 3. 2 of them are liquid cooled. These are the fastest cards you can get for mining as of right now. The Vega 64s are the fastest new cards you can buy, but if you get these, I mean, you know, you might be able to find one that works. I don't recommend it because, you know, I bought this one, it didn't work. So, you know, eBay. I'm really impressed with mining. Ethereum is going through the roof, and I wanted to make a video on it for you guys to see one of my mining rigs. Now this one particular does not run on solar electricity. Let's go take a look at the ones that do. So here's one of my miners. This is a liquid cooled Radeon RX 64. No, this is RX FE liquid cooled edition. It's the yellow card. You know, let's close this out and take a look. And this one is hashing at 40 hash for one graphics card. This is the Vega series 16 gigabyte memory card, and it hashes 40 hash. And for the Ethereum and for the Decred, it hashes at 1219 or so. It goes up and down, I'm sure. 1213. So there's a 40 hash. I've seen this one hash at about 41 and a half. I've occasionally, rarely seen it 42 when it was really cold. And once it warms up, it'll hit 38 to 41 or so. But whenever you're running bull mining, it'll run about 40.4, which is I've seen all day today. Normally I don't mess with these things, but I wanted to go ahead and get a hold of the opportunity to make this thing, you know, make as much money as possible. And since you can mine another cryptocurrency with, you know, Ethereum at the same time, why not do it? So I decided to go ahead and do it, and now we're mining Decred and Ethereum at the same time. So this is a Vega FE graphics card. I'll let you see a close look at it. Okay, so what you're looking at here is the Vega Frontier Edition graphics card. It's got 16 gigabytes of random access memory, HBM2. It's also got a liquid cooler, water cooler on both the GPU and the CPU. Oop, I touched the fan, didn't I? It's got 32 gigabytes of random access memory, and this is my editing computer. Now, here is, you know, the liquid cooler. It's got a 850 BQ power supply, and it tends to do good. I have this card underclocked for the core and overclocked for the RAM, and that's kind of why it hashes pretty fast. What's pretty cool about this computer is whenever I gotta edit some videos, I just pop this up. It feels kind of cool because inside the disk is still spinning. It's kind of weird. So, and then when I'm fixing to edit the video, I stick that in there, and then it works. It takes about 3 minutes for it to load up and stuff, but it does a good job. And here is my front bezel here. I've got USB 3.1, 3.0, 3.0, 3.0, and an eSATA, and some memory card slots. And I got another eSATA on top, 2.0, 3.0, 2.0, 3.0, and headphones and microphone. Oh, but I don't use it because here's my mic. I got it covered up with a medical cloth. That way I don't have any pop. So it's pop filtered. You know, it's pretty cool. And I got 2 more cards upstairs. Okay, here's the other 2 cards I've got upstairs. These are 2 air-cooled cards. You could probably hear them right here in the back. The audio is pretty loud. I got the fans on the high speed that I feel comfortable with, and you can see there the GPU tachometer bar is all the way up. I've never seen any cards like that. It's so cool. They got tachometers. But for this card, you can see here that we are currently mining at a whopping 67 hash for 2 cards on Ethereum, and 2036 hash for the Decred. Now, the card downstairs is very, very similar, okay? It's a very similar graphics card, and the difference is he's got 8 gigs and the other one has 16 gigs, and the other card downstairs also water cooled when these are air cooled. So the one that's running 40.4 and 1200 hash rate for Decred and Ethereum, this is running subpar. So these are running 33 and 34 hash when the other one is running 40.4. So literally the water cooled version cards are much better at running Ethereum or mining at all in general. And these, the last 2 machines you've seen are actually running on sunlight right now. You can see we've got good sunlight going on. So there we are. And this is just this case I got for $200 with a CPU, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and an SSD, Intel SSD, a 2 gigabyte memory card, NVIDIA memory card, 960 I think, and that's just sitting on the shelf. Don't even do nothing because it doesn't hash. So that is what it is, right? No big deal. Just showing you guys what's going on with the solar powered miners, and on a collective we're hashing around 350 hash, and for Ethereum, and a total of 8,000 hash for Decred. I'll see you guys later.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. There's lots more content coming. Click the subscribe button below. Make sure you come back for more, because there's great content always coming up every day in this channel. See you next time. Peace.